Yo, what's good, fam? Buckle up because Katt Williams is out here spilling tea so hot it's burning up the internet. And this time, he's got Diddy's name in his mouth, and it's messy. But wait, it gets wilder. Terrence Howard is stepping into the ring with some jaw-dropping receipts that are making everybody clutch their pearls. We're talking assault allegations, studio cover-ups, and secrets that Hollywood never wanted you to know.
But when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties.
So, all right, let's set the scene. If you're Sean Diddy Combs right now, you're probably sweating bullets. The walls are closing in, and the internet, it's a whole courtroom out here. Diddy's legal team just ran to the judge, begging for a 2-month delay in his sex trafficking trial. Yep, you heard that right. May 5th was too soon, so they're trying to push it to July or August. The courtroom drama is simmering, and the tension is thicker than a summer storm. Why the agonizing delay in this high-stakes trial? Whispers in the shadows point to a calculated move centered on Cassie. Picture this: Cassie, radiant and visibly pregnant, stepping up to testify. The jury's hearts would melt, their sympathies swayed by the raw emotion of her condition. It's a masterstroke of manipulation, pure theater designed to tug at every heartstring. But push the trial back, let the baby be born, and that visceral emotional edge might just dull. The strategy? Devilishly clever. The ethics? Draped in shadows and reeking of deceit. But brace yourself, because this is merely the opening act. The real storm is brewing in the underbelly of this saga, and it's pulsing with the dark energy of a criminal conspiracy. Enter Lil Rod, the former producer turned truth teller, whose explosive revelations are shaking the foundations of this case. His lawsuit, once dismissed as background noise, has erupted into a full-blown symphony of scandal. And at the heart of it, none other than Sean Combs, aka Diddy, his name now tangled in a web of allegations that scream cover-up. What was once a whisper is now a roar, and the truth is clawing its way to the surface, ready to tear this story wide open. Let's unpack the wild 2022 Chalice recording studio incident in LA. Lil Rod says he was in the kitchen when gunshots erupted. He rushed over and found a guy, G, bleeding out in the bathroom. Moments earlier, Sean, Diddy Combs, and Justin Combs were nearby, but when Rod reached the main room, they'd vanished. Rod claims he helped carry G outside, kept him alive, and took time-stamped photos of blood splattered across the studio. A legit crime scene. But the LAPD's report tells a different tale. They say the shooting happened outside, possibly tied to a robbery. No mention of the bathroom or studio chaos. The clashing stories, Rod's gritty account versus the LAPD's vague report, raise eyebrows. Why the disconnect? And where did Diddy and Justin go? Something about this feels off, and the truth is murky. Folks, Chalice Studios is fortified, tighter than Fort Knox or Area 51. We're talking bulletproof windows, triple-layered security doors, and ID checks so thorough you'd think you're entering a top-secret government facility. Casually walking in with a gun and slipping out unnoticed? Not a chance. A robbery attempt? Laughable. Rod's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, didn't mince words. This whole thing reeks of a cover-up, plain and simple. And when you zoom out and look at Diddy's track record, like that alleged $100,000 payment to suppress Cassie's hotel surveillance footage, it's hard to ignore the emerging pattern of shady dealings and hushed-up incidents. Something's definitely not adding up here, and it's raising eyebrows. Now let's bring in the heavy hitters, Katt Williams and Terrence Howard. Katt's been out here for years calling out the industry's dirty secrets, and folks are starting to think he was low-key shading Diddy this whole time. But Terrence? He's taking it to another level. On the PBD podcast, he spilled some tea that's got everybody shook. Terrence Howard revealed unsettling encounters with Sean Diddy Combs, who repeatedly invited him over under the guise of offering acting lessons. When they met, however, Diddy's behavior was far from professional. Instead of discussing scripts or roles, Terrence described Diddy as fixated, staring intensely in a way that felt deeply uncomfortable. The vibe was off, and it became clear something else was at play. After one meeting, Terrence's assistant pulled him aside, warning him bluntly, "This isn't about acting, he's trying to pursue you." Trusting his instincts, Terrence firmly shut it down, declaring he wouldn't compromise his principles or masculinity for anyone, no matter their influence.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music, and he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers coming to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man.
The story doesn't end there. Terrence hinted at a darker underbelly to Diddy's world, particularly his notorious parties. He described them as calculated setups, where powerful industry figures allegedly manipulated or coerced attendees, some of the biggest names in entertainment, into compromising situations. According to Terrence, these gatherings weren't just wild. They were orchestrated to exploit vulnerabilities. He didn't stop at Diddy, though, suggesting this predatory behavior is woven into the fabric of the entertainment industry, with multiple players engaging in similar tactics to maintain control and silence dissent. Taking a stand came at a steep price. Terrence believes his refusal to play ball cost him significant roles and opportunities, as the industry's gatekeepers sidelined him for not conforming. Despite professional fallout, he remains unapologetic, committed to exposing these truths. His account paints a grim picture of an industry where power dynamics and manipulation often overshadow talent, and where speaking out requires immense courage in the face of retaliation. So, what's the real deal? Is Lil Rod's lawsuit about to unravel a whole web of secrets in Diddy's world? Are Katt and Terrence finally exposing the industry's underbelly? Or is this just Hollywood chaos at its finest? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's keep this convo going. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next tea spill. Until then, stay woke, fam.